My name is Timothy Nyirongo. I'm coming from Lusaka, a country called Zambia. Lusaka is the capital city. In the first week of October, I had a severe hypertension, which affected my nerves in the brain. So when I went to my local hospital in Lusaka, I was diagnosed with a brain aneurysm. It's a condition where the veins in I was told 3 veins in the brain had bulged, So when I was told about the situation, I asked if the situation could be treated in Zambia. I was told the situation could not be treated locally. I needed to be evacuated. So that really got me so worried, because first of all, I didn't have the money. Secondly, looking at the complication, I was so scared. I thought it would really affect my life and the life of my family. So the doctor, Dr. Shirimpaka from the local hospital, MKP in Zambia, managed to get in touch with the doctor I knew here in India, and they asked if the situation could be treated in India. So fortunately, he gave me a positive feedback. He said, actually, the situation could be treated in India. So he made those arrangements through my insurance company. My insurance company is Suncare, back home in Zambia, Suncare. So they started making the arrangements through Dr. Subi in India. So eventually I managed to send an email personally to her, and my first impression of Dr. Subi was that she's a very friendly person. Upon my contact with her, she was very friendly, she was a very warm person, and we managed to, even before I got to India, actually, I was at ease. I was so much at ease. I was more or less at home, because of her personality. She has a very good personality, So the insurance company, of course, delayed a little bit, but they managed to put all things together. After 2 weeks, we flew to India, and upon arriving at the airport, I was also very impressed with the reception. Everything they had prepared for our coming. I flew with my wife, because the hospital said they needed an attendant to help me after the procedure, so I flew with my wife. So just upon reaching the airport, going out of the airport, we found that they had already prepared for our coming. My name was on the placard somewhere with the people waiting for me. I managed to locate the people who were waiting for me. They picked me from the airport. They took me straight to the hotel, Holiday Inn Hotel, where we rested, because the flight was very, very, very long. We were very, very tired indeed. So at least we managed to rest at the hotel. And the following day, they sent a taxi again for us. They picked us from the hotel. We found Dr. Subi waiting for us at the hospital. That was my first time, and I should say our first time, because I went with my wife to meet her now in person. At least we found that this is Dr. Subi. Fine, she introduced herself to us. She's a very, very, very good person, very warm person. Like I said in the preamble of the recording, very good person, very wonderful person. She introduced us to the surgeons who were supposed to do the whole procedure. That is at Medanta Hospital here in New Delhi, Medanta Hospital. Yeah. So the team she introduced us to also was a very, very, very warm team, very wonderful team. That's so much so that the fears I had in my mind, we met the lead of the team, Dr. Goro. He explained the procedure to me very, very, very well, and what I needed to undergo. That made me feel at home, and my heart really rested. I said, wow, okay, this is good. At least I could see a lot of hope at the end of the tunnel, because of what he explained, to me. So that day, when he looked at the condition, he said my condition was very, very severe. Actually, we had to start the test right on the same day. We did a test called DSO, where they viewed the names, they looked at the names, and they really wanted to go through what we had gone through back home in Zambia, so that they identify the names to work on themselves here in India, which they did. And the following day, after we rested, I was admitted the same day. The following day, after we did the DSA scan, we started the procedure. Now, I should mention that the procedure we're supposed to do is called floor divert. Now, floor divert is quite expensive. My insurance company had not yet released the money. Now, Dr. Subi and the team, using their connection, they spoke with the hospital, so much so that they started doing the procedure on me even without the money. I was so grateful to that, because the doctor said the condition was so severe and it was an emergency to them. They said we needed just to start the procedure. So we started the procedure, the floor divert procedure. It lasted for about 2 to 3 hours. After that, I was taken to the intensive care unit, where I spent the whole night. Then the following day, when I stabilized, I was taken to the ward. So I was in the ward for about 3 days. After 3 days, I was supposed to be discharged. My insurance company, again, I should mention that my insurance company did not release the money by then. So Dr. Subi, again, in her good spirit and her team, she used their own money, and they paid the hospital bill, and I had to be discharged, And I was taken to a lodge which they had arranged, a lodge where they kept me and my wife for about 2 weeks. That's where we're lodging, waiting for the day to be reviewed, and then afterwards, then we fly back home to Zambia. So we were taken to that lodge, and that's where, as I'm saying now, that's where I'm coming from. We've been having meals from there, and the meals and lodging there. They've taken care of us there, and also taxi. Each time we want to come to the hospital, they will send their taxi, would come to the hospital. Each time we want to go to buy food, want to buy our own food so that we cook it in our own Zambian way. They have provided the taxi. They have taken us there. The taxi has taken us there, and we've gone to buy food. It has been very, very, very conducive stay for us, So much so that I don't know if I came on my own, I don't know if I would have managed to live the way I've lived. At least it has been a life of very little stress, no stress, I've been comfortable. They've taken care of me in a very, very comfortable way, together with my wife, so much so that we are going back on this Friday. We can't complain. They have provided comfort for us, and they've taken care of us very, very, very well. And I would really recommend anyone who would want to come to India for medical services. They are good agents, and I don't regret that really I passed through their hands. I'm well now after the operation. I'm very well. I'm waiting just to go back home and just start my normal life. I'm very, very well. So my recommendation is that if at all you really want to come to India, if you want to pass through Dr. Supi and the team, it's a very good team. You'll be comfortable, and all will be well. All will be well. Thank you very much.